Because I know you've talked about The Creature from Jekyll Island.
Yeah, by
that book
Jim
really
McGriffin.
opened my eyes, at least to the Federal Reserve Bank and how that worked. Is there any other places, kind of resources someone can go to learn?
No, you just be skeptical. Like, you know why I flunked out of high school? It's because I flunked out of sophomore year, 15. The teacher, they were studying Columbus, and I'm an expert on Columbus because I went to go to the Merchant Marine Academy. I wanted to be a ship's. I built boats. I'm a naval architect. I understand that stuff. So the teacher said, "What was Columbus's flagship? Do you know which one it was? The Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria, right? Which was the flagship?"
I don't know.
It depended upon the voyage. See, the Pinta, the Nina, and the Santa Maria burned. So the Pinta took over flagship going back.
Wow. And
so when I wrote that answer, I got an F. And I took that teacher to fucking court, man. I just said, "How dare you? How dare you? How dare you give me an F?" Now, my father was head of education for the state of Hawaii. He fired him. He says, let my son think. School teachers are not very smart people. They wouldn't be school teachers. They're good people, but they're not. They have to go by the teacher's manual. They're employees. They all belong to a Marxist organization called the NEA, National Education Association. And you know what Marx said, right? Workers of the world unite. Labor unions. The most powerful labor union in America today is the NEA. Forbes called them the National Extortion Association. That's why during this COVID thing, you couldn't send your kid to school. The unions control everything.
Wow.
I'm not against unions, I'm against ignorance.
Just like how you're not against education, it's just...
What kind of education? Who are your teachers?
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that we talk about on our channel is that education is the backbone to success. But the question is, where do you get that education? For me, school was awesome. I loved school. I wasn't studying the best in class, but I had a great time. I had so much fun in school, and I learned so much. And that's where I started my first real business. That's where I started investing in real estate. But I think it's just we get caught up in a bubble and within ourselves. We don't know how to start absorbing content that is contradictory to us. And I think part of this might have to go to social media, because the way social media is designed, it pulls you into a rabbit hole. Once Facebook or Instagram or whatever, they see that you start liking something, they show you more and more and more and more of that, where anytime you see something different, you get angry. And I think that, you talk about...
That's very, very astute. Anything that contradicts you, you should listen to. Because it's hitting some value system or culture inside of you. That's why I said on 9/11, when I was in Istanbul, I realized I didn't know. We were taught that Muslims were infidels. They're good people. But I was a radicalized Marine, and they're radicalized, they're radicalized Islams too. We're all extremes. And I learned a lot that day speaking to them.
And it creates fear.
Huh?
It creates fear. People get scared of what they don't know. I mean, I'll tell you, if I walk on a plane, you'll see people, even on the way to, come and fly in here to do this interview, people just kind of move in. And it's like,
Well, that's why I tell you, I give you credit, man, wearing that outfit. You don't find me walking around in a kimono.
Yeah, but fear is a way people can control people.
Yes, exactly. A pandemic of fear, that's all it is. So I'm speaking to you today, not because I want to cover my ass, but because that's what we're taught to do at military school. I didn't go to Snowflake University. I wasn't taught, there's trigger events, you hurt my feelings. Oh, fuck you. Get your feelings right. That's why I give you credit. You wear that outfit of yours. I give you so much freaking credit because I don't have that courage, man.
Also to represent a legacy. I mean, I know the struggle. My grandparents.
It's your culture.
My grandparents almost fought for their lives.
Yes.
When the government lied to them.
Yes.
My parents almost lost their lives when our home state was bombed in the 80s.
Yes.
And then my dad came to this country with nothing, worked his butt off, got fired because of the way he looked.
Yes.
And so it's to represent where you come from, and then just having that knowledge, and then but it also gives you a driving force. You know, I'm not just fighting for me; I'm fighting for the whole culture.
That's right. And so that's why when I came across you on YouTube, I'm going, this guy, as the Mexicans say, you got cojones. And I think that's what we need now. If I can inspire somebody to speak out, to tell, right or wrong. If you think we should disarm everybody and live happily ever after and sing Kumbaya, go ahead. But that's not the world I see out there.
Yeah.
I carry a gun.
And I think
because I've had people try and kill me before.
And I think that's, an important lesson is, a lot of people are going to watch this, they're going to disagree with you.
Of course.
They're going to say you're crazy.
Well, I should say, you should have a 401k. You should go to school. You should be a good person and don't say anything. That's what people want me to say.
Yeah. And people are going to say you're crazy, a conspiracy theorist, and a whole bunch of things. But I think they have to make their own decisions, right? What's right for you might not be right for somebody else, but they have to know what the different viewpoints are so they can make the best decision for themselves.
Well, when I say what I say, you disagree with it, you find out who you are. You see, if you really think that Marxism is good and you can kill as many people as you like, then that's what Marx taught. Just look at the numbers of murders. The fucking Chinese have killed more people than any of the people in history. They're the biggest racist organization going. Look at their thing on the Uyghurs. They lock them up. They kill them. They use them in experiments. They sell them. I've flown all over the world. I've seen Chinese concentration camps. Have you? So you can sit there in your little ivory tower Neiman Marcus store and say, oh, this is America. No, it's not. The reason the people break into Neiman Marcus and loot it is because that's the only way they get in there. Because the kids are loaded with student loan. Oh, but he got an education. No, they screwed him with student loan debt. No, tell me that's not true. Just look at the contract of a student loan debt is the worst possible debt. As a professional capitalist, I wouldn't touch a student loan debt. I'd rather pick up a steaming pile of horse shit before I did that.
Because you can't declare bankruptcy on student loans.
That's correct.
But you can do it on anything else.
You fucked the kids. And you know who got the money? Fucking communist school teachers at Harvard, Stanford, Columbia.
And that's one of the things. It's as soon as the federal government guaranteed student loans, they said, it doesn't matter how much money you charge the students. We promise you we'll give you as much money as you want. As soon as you saw that happen, tuition rates went up.
And Obama was behind that.
But
Obama is from Hawaii. I know the family.
But it happened before.
They're not poor people. That's a lie.
But it was started before Obama.
Oh, I know that, but I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. In 1930, the Frankfurt School transported its flag over to Columbia University. There's a book called Tailspin by, I forget his name now, but he talks about how our Ivy League schools rip everybody off. Stephen Brill, he's a Yale graduate. He says higher education from Ivy League schools, the worst people possible. But everybody, oh, he went to Harvard. Look at all the stupid frickin' Asians. They won't let him in because Asians are too smart. They're smarter than white guys. So they discriminate. I said, well, you should have brought me in. I brought the curve down.
Have you been allowed to speak at schools anytime recently?
No, I don't go to communist countries.
Communist countries.
Who was it that said? He says, if I knew where I was going to die, I wouldn't go there. So I'm always invited to go to schools. I said, no, I don't want to die today. Because you can't get past their opinion of capitalists. All a capitalist does is employ money and people. We create jobs, and we pay no taxes.
Are you evil for doing that?
Depends on the point of view. You want to pay taxes? Free country.
Do you have the ability now to help more people?
I did with a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad in my cash flow game. I teach basic accounting. Income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. The lesson I learned really early on in life is my banker has never yet asked me for my report card. I just borrowed another $316 million. Average guy can't even get a credit card. But to prove I could pay him back $316 million, I had to show my financials. They don't want to see my college degree. So I showed them, I said, okay, now I borrowed $316 million, tax-free. All that money's tax-free because it's debt.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the shorter clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And if you're interested in learning more about how to invest your money in the stock market, our team put together an amazing guide that will walk you through how to invest your money in the stock market. This guide is completely free when you sign up for our daily newsletter. So if you want to read this guide, all you got to do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.